Hello and welcome to this first look exploring session looking at a jig. Yes, we occasionally do jigs. We're not going to do any dancing. This is an end of show entertainment comedy vehicle involving dance, music, all the things basically. Jigs are slightly difficult to fully unpack because we often only have just the words, and the words are the least important element. We sometimes have the music. I don't know off the top of my head whether we have the music for Singing Simpkin or not. But what we definitely don't really have is the choreography or the extra material. There is a sense of chaos and an anachronism about this, and jigs can be all sorts of things and can be all sorts of lengths, and there may be some element of improvisation that might also go into them in a way that doesn't necessarily happen with plays, but they are artifacts that are to a degree licensed, and attempts later on to get them banned, which are discuss. It's still very early days. Our looks at jigs. We've done 3 so far. Their names escape me off the top of my head. This is our 4th one, and it dates from around about 1595. So it's one of the earlier surviving jigs. And I say there's a lot more work to be done on this and other material like it, but we do like to throw it in there. And reading today for this jig, reading Simpkin in Singing Simpkin is...
I am Greg, and I'm just outside Stratford-on-Avon.
Reading Wife is... muted at present.
Liza, in London, not muted.
Reading Servant and Bluster is...
Hi, I'm Eric. I will try to do this.
And I am your host, Robert Crighton. I'll be reading The Old Man and the few, what we might call stage directions that the text affords us. And just a little note at this stage, we'll discuss in greater details later on. But I have made a textual intervention with this particular text. And obviously this is supposed to be mostly sung, though how sung is an interesting question that we might look at in a future time in terms of trying to perform this. How much singing can you do when you're also doing an awful lot of dancing? How sung as opposed to it is. We shall see. So we're not going to expect anyone here to actually sing, but just try to keep the rhythm going and get a sense of it and its flows. So you can sing if you want to. We won't stop you. So anyway, enter the wife, Simpkin following.
Blind Cupid hath made my heart for to bleed. La 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 la.
But I know a man can help you at need with a fa-la-la-la-la-la-la, fa-la-la-la-la-la.
My husband, he often a hunting goes out. La 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 la.
And brings home a great pair of horns, there's no doubt. With a fa-la-la-la-la, fa-la-la-la-la-la.
How is't, Monsieur Simpkin? Why are you so sad? La 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 la.
I am up to the ears in love, and it makes me start with a fa-la-la-la-la-la, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la. I am vexed, I am tortured and troubled at heart. Fa-la-la, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Ooh, but I'll try my skill to take off your smart with a fa la 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 la. And on that condition, I give you a kiss. Fa la 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 la.
What says your husband when he hears of this? With a fa-la-la, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
You know my affection, and no one knows more. Fa la 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 la. Fa la.
Indeed. Knocking within.
It's Giggers, Giggers, who knocks at the door with a fa-la-la, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Enter servant. The tune alters.
There's a roister at the door. He seems a fellow stout.
Beseech you, worthy friend, which is the back way?
He swears and tears he will come in, and nothing shall him hinder.
Exit servant.
I fear he'll trip me out my skin and burn it into tinder.
I have considered of a way, and 'twill be sure the best.
What may it be, my dearest dear?
Creep into this same chest, and though he roar, speak you no word, if you'll preserve my favour.
Shot to the chest, I pray with speed, for something has some savour.
Enter Bluster. I never shall be quiet if she use me in this fashion.
I am here to bid you welcome. What mean you by this passion?
With some young sweet-faced fellow, I thought gone out you were.
Oh, so the sweet-faced fellow is kept to prisoner.
Where is the fool thy husband? Say, whither is he gone?
The whittle is a hunting.
Then we two are alone. But should he come and find me here, he might the cuckold think perhaps he'd call the neighbours in.
And beats you till you sting.
Yet in the bloody war full oft my courage I did try.
I know you have killed many a man.
Lord, sweat, Lord.
I never came before a foe, by night nor yet by day, but that I stoutly roused myself.
Nimbly ran away.
Within this chest I'll hide myself, if it chance he should come.
Oh no, my love, that cannot be.
I have missed the
I have a place behind here, which yet is known to no man.
There was a place before true, but that is all too.
Common. Old man without the door says,
Wife, wherefore is the door thus barred? What mean you, pray, by this?
Alas, it is my husband.
I laugh now till I
open the chest, I'll into it, my life else it may cost.
Alas, I cannot open it.
Simpkin. Muted.
I lost Maria. I believe he is.
I have bethought myself upon a dainty trick.
What may it be, my dearest love? I prithee now be quick.
And you must say that your enemy into this house is fled, and that your heart can take no rest until that he be dead. Draw quickly out your furious blade, and seem to make a strife. Swear all the excuses can be made shall not preserve his life. Say that the rogue is fled in here that stole away your coin, and if I'll not deliver him, you'll have as much of mine.
Here's no man but myself, on whom shall I complain?
This great fool does not understand this thing you must but feign. My husband thus must be deceived, and afterwards will laugh.
Enter old man.
Wife, since you will not wife, since you will not open the door, I'll break it off with my staff.
Woo!
Good woman, show me to the slave his limbs I straight will tear.
By all the honesty I have, there's no man came in here.
When I have fought to purchase wealth, and with my blood did win it, this rogue has got my purse by stealth.
And never a penny in it.
She's big with child, therefore take heed, you do not fight my wife.
But know you who the father is?
Aurora on my life.
She knows not of your enemy, then get you gone were best.
Peace, husband, peace. I tell you true, I've hid him in the chest.
I'm glad on his heart, but do not tell him so.
I would not for £1,000 the roarer should it know.
When next we meet, his life is gone, no other must he hope. I'll kill him whatsoe'er comes on't.
Racing upon a rope.
What kind of person is it that in the chest does lie?
A goodly, handsome, sweet young man, as e'er was seen with eye.
Then let us both entreat of him. Pray not put us in fear. We do beseech you, go from hence.
But tomorrow I'll be here. Exit bluster.
Wife, run with all the speed you can and quickly shut the door. I would not that the roaring man should come here any more. Meantime, I will release the youth and tell him how we've sped. Be comforted, my honest friend.
And Simpkin comes forth. Sorry.
Alas, I am almost dead. My heart is tortured in my breast with sorrow, fear, pain.
I'll fetch some aquavitae to comfort you again.
Because I will requite you, whose love doth so excel. I'll graft a pair of horns on your head that may defend it well.
Good husband, let the man stay here. 'Tis dangerous in the street.
I would not for a crown of gold the roarer should him meet, for should he come by any harm, they'd say the fault were mine.
There's half a crown, pray send him out to fetch a quart of wine.
There's money for you, sir. Pray fetch a quart of sack.
'Tis well, my honest friend, I'll see you shall not lack.
But if he should dishonest me, for there are such slippery men,
Then he gets not of his then he gets not of his half crown, 1 penny back again.
Exit old man.
Thy husband being gone, my love, will sing, will dance and laugh. I'm sure he is a good fellow and takes delight to quaff.
I'll fold thee in my arms, my love, no matter for his listening.
The old man and his servant listen.
Gentlemen, some 40 weeks hence, you may come to a christening.
Oh, Sibra, I have caught you, now do the best you can. Your schoolmaster ne'er taught you to wrong an honest man.
Good sir, I never went to school. Then why am I abused? The truth is I am but a fool, and like a fool am used.
Yet, Sirrah, you had wit enough to think to cuckold me.
I jested with him, husband, his knavery to see.
Now you talk of knavery, I pray where is my sack?
You shall want it in your belly, sir, and have it on your back.
They beat him off, exeunt.
Farewell, neighbor Richard, farewell, honest Bess. I hope we are all friends.
And if you stay at home and use not thus to roam, here all our quarrel ends.
And thus ends the text. And yeah, it ends. Very much so. So lots of things going on there. We need a prop chest for Simpkin to pop in his head in and out of, and keep that action going. And yeah, figure out precisely how the flow of this, the logic of this. I did get a little lost as to precisely who was doing, who was cuckold, confused, who. Why I wasn't sure who was confusing whom. But yeah, Greg.
I put in the chat. It reminds me of there's a Ravel opera Espanol, which the husband or the lover hides himself in various clocks, which the old man of the husband owns, and it just reminded me wonderfully of that. And I just love the whole thing of also, and this is a conversation that's been going on for so many years in this group, is the 2 types of fool. I'm trying to think now.
Well,
The knowing fool and the
natural
unknowing fool.
and artificial fool, and the distinction between
That's
the two.
it. And I I very much fear that I feel that Simpkin is a natural fool.
Or well, he's
but
it may be that he's pretending to be. It's this question of, again, who is lying at what point, because it sort of dances around a lot, and I'm not quite sure what the wife's gambit is half the time, and you know, and how that all sort of goes. And we have these moments where it's sort of noted in the text that it's the same speaker picks up the the speech. And is there either a tune shift that hasn't been noted? Is there a dance sequence that happens at that point that therefore it suggests that there is a little break between what someone is saying and what someone's saying, or is it just a weird quirk of the text, or for that matter, just an error in the SP? So there's all sorts of little questions about how elaborate you make this, the dance and the moves and the back and forth in this. There's an awful lot of inferred material of where the action goes, and what happens when the old man comes in. What is Bluster doing? And I must apologize. Sorry, Eric. I did say you were going to be Bluster, and then I just started reading Bluster. I'm very well done for picking up old man. Sorry about that.
I wondered who was my husband and who was my boyfriend, and
it was very unclear because I assumed that Bluster was the husband.
No, she has two
So did I.
boyfriends as well as the husband.
Yes, I know. I know now, but when it started, I wasn't sure where it was, how that was all sort of structured.
I thought it was very interesting at first because actually, at first I assumed whatever his name is, it was his wife, and then I realized it wasn't his wife, and I thought, yeah, this is mother. I also found it very interesting. It was more suggestive in those first few lines. I don't know how Liza felt, but the fa la la la, that also suggests a change. There was a far somewhere in there sometimes, so it felt very much. That felt much more sung, and I assumed, and I'm sorry if this was me very much assuming because it was called Singing Simpkin. I just assumed Simpkin sang through the whole thing. Whether or not everybody, I'm assuming everybody else must sing from what you've said.
Yeah, well,
but
again,
felt.
Yeah, because the tune changes. So we've got a fa la 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 tune, and then after that bit is done, we go to a different tune, and we don't know how many tunes necessarily it utilizes. It may shift several times across the text, and it's just not actually in the text, and we just don't have it. But we definitely have two tunes in the sense we got the fa la 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 la, and yeah, the wife has just fa la's all the way through, and Simpkin has fa twice, as it were, which presumably indicates something about the structure of the song itself and how it functions. But again, I don't know off the top. It may be a known tune, but I don't know if I don't have the correct notes in front of me to tell me that at this time. If not, we can make one up, or a series of tunes that will fit. We can just do that. That's fine. Yes, just a general note as well on the fa la la and the sort of nonsense sounds. I did slightly change one of the words because it has an unfortunate. There is an unfortunate word in there, so just beware if you are looking at singing Simpkin. There is a very bad word in there, but I think it's just a nonsense sound. That's what it's trying to do. I don't think it's actually making a slur or anything like that. It's easy enough to pick another letter to change it into something slightly less traumatic. So yeah. Any other thoughts or questions about this? Again, all this dynamic bustling on and off. The dance between the wife and her various suitors / husband. There's something that could really be done there. I think that would be very interesting as how they move around. Eric, were you waving?
Yeah, I was just amused by the bit that well, basically the Simpkin sort of knows Bluster's deal. As in oh yeah, totally. You're so brave. You've never met a man. But there's no sort of indication of consequences for the wife, which is kind of fun. But she has this moment of, well, if to her husband of, if you didn't spend all day out in the pub or something, we might have actually been you wouldn't I wouldn't be bored and have to sleep with these people.
Yeah. If he was just, at home more often, I wouldn't be living my entire life via Tinder, apparently.
Yes, the Tinder line was quite good, wasn't it? Okay. Let's see. There will be more explorations of jigs, and there will be more work that we'll be doing on that in a much more pragmatic way. But that's an ongoing process to sort of play around with the edges of the performance event that was sort of early modern theatre. Because, as I say, it's not just you go and see a play; that there's a lot of stuff going on around it, and to create the whole event is important. And the closest we sort of get to that today is people do a bit of a dance at the curtain call. It's not quite the same thing. This is, this is a show almost in its own right that people might be tempted to go to just because they really like this bit. Eric.
I like to think that the servant is the one who breaks the tune. Just because like they're both Simpkin and the wife are singing, and then he enters and goes, "Oh no, they're singing again," and just kind of, great, now I have to deal with them as well as.
Yes, there's a roister at the door. Yeah, he could be doing a very different, because it is the tune does alter. Yes, he literally enters with a new tune, doesn't he? It's like, yeah.
And then he swears entirely will commit and nothing shall him hinder. And I kind of feel like he ends on a bum note, quite literally, like maybe a flat or just like some sort of wah, just kind of exits. And
I like that. I think the servant comes in with an electric guitar. Everyone else has been on, acoustic, and he just comes in with just just breaks the mood entirely. Any other thoughts on? Yeah, I'd say I'm really interested in the physical potential here. Is that we've got different partners, different dance styles as well for the different figures who are coming in. What is the dance for the old man? What is the dance for Bluster? What are the dance moves for Simpkin? What are the potentials there? What is the wife in relation to those three in terms of the dance moves? What are the dance moves saying? There's a huge amount of potential there for action, and I think the action is the other element. Because, as I say, we don't really know how long they're supposed to be. This could be even longer than it read, because there could be actually quite a lot of physical action going on here. If we think one of the other reasons for starting from the word and the text that we've got perspective rather than starting with the music is to actually talk about it dramaturgically as effectively a mini playlet, and then seeing what that then does when we actually start applying dance moves, choreography, and music to it. Any more? No. Well, then that is where we are at with this particular jig. We will have more from these wonderful readers another time. You can always join us online. These sessions are open to anyone. You can just sign up on beyondshakespeare.org. There's usually a clear link to a sign-up form. Anyone can join us. We literally just assign parts as we go. So there is, there's no process which you just tell us when you're going to turn up and we'll hand you parts. As long as you're in the right time zone, you can get up at the time we are doing these sessions to make that work. So do come and join us if you want. The more we have, the easier it is to do larger scale texts. So without further ado, say thanks to all the wonderful readers for all their wonderful reading. Thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye. The whittle is a hunting.